Since the beginning of the Ukrainian crisis, Russia has insisted that it has nothing to do with the arming of rebel groups and separatist militias in the east of Ukraine. But evidence is mounting that Russia has had an instrumental role in supplying those groups with arms and munitions of an increasingly sophisticated type. The evidence comes from a range of sources, from social media and from the US intelligence services and NATO. On social media, there are an increasing number of images which show artillery, tanks, heavy equipment that can only have come from Russia or Russia's stockpile of mothballed weapons. The images show that these are coming over the border from Russia in increasingly large amounts. US intelligence estimated that 2 weeks ago, in the space of 5 days, 150 vehicles crossed the border from Russia to the Ukraine from a staging post near Rostov-on-Don. There is yet little certainty over whether the Russians' arm build-up is definitively behind the downing of MH17. What we do know so far is that the Russians have supplied separatists with a large number of basic anti-aircraft missiles, most of which are launched from the shoulders of individuals. Those missiles, however, can only shoot down aircraft to a height of about 3,500 metres, far too low to have downed MH17. What US intelligence now contends is that several other more sophisticated missile systems were also supplied to Russian separatists in recent days. Those systems are more capable of shooting down MH17 with a range of up to 20 kilometres in the air. But as yet, US intelligence officials have said that they don't know definitively whether those systems were operated by Russian military personnel or whether Russian military commanders had any input into what the targeting decisions taken were. What is becoming clear, however, is that the scale of the Russian arms supplies to separatist militias indicates that Russia is not merely intent on backing militias or funding a guerrilla campaign, but is actually, as some military analysts have said, creating an army, a full-sized force capable of defending eastern Ukrainian territory against Kiev for a long period. Undoubtedly, some of the arms have been captured from Ukrainian forces and from bases that have been abandoned by the Ukrainian military as the rebels have advanced. But those are a small proportion of the total amount of equipment that is being deployed and used in the campaign at the moment, say military analysts. Indeed, a lot of the tanks, artillery pieces and large amounts of equipment that are being seen on the ground can only have come from Russia. Documentation in some of the tanks that have been captured by Ukrainian forces as they pushed rebels back indicate that those tanks came from Russia. We cannot yet definitively say who was operating this equipment or under whose orders. The US intelligence community has said in the past 24 hours that there is no definitive proof linking the Kremlin or individuals in the Russian military structure to the orders given to separatists to fire on planes in the area. But military analysts have suggested that there is very little chance that such sophisticated equipment could have been transported across the border and used by rebels without authorization from a very senior level within Russia. Sam Jones, Financial Times, London.